What's up, everybody? It's your boy SAPAC coming at you again with another video. A little bit long awaited, but that is a-okay. How are you doing? I am feeling great. I am feeling amazing. And before I can start this video, give it to me one time. This is the Black AuthorTube Tag 2.0. Intro, name, genre, publishing type, and title, a current work in progress. So, hello everybody. If you do not know, my name is SAPAC, aka Sid the Kid, aka Sidlanta, aka Sidlicious, aka Sidriana, aka Sid Loco. I have a plethora of nicknames that I do go by. I will answer to almost anything just as long as it's appropriate. That is me. The genre I'm writing is fantasy, but to go more into depth, I think I write more of a dark fantasy. I think that's the realm that I love the most, because when I looked at all my stories, there's some tragedy that happens. It's not like a normal fantasy. It's just like, no, this is like a more tragedy, and then there are certain like moments that are very morbid. So I write dark fantasy, and I cannot wait to give you guys something. I don't know when it's going to come. I'm not going to rush the process, but maybe 2023. It might be 2023, okay? I'm not going to rush anything, but it might just be 2023. Alright. And my publishing type, I am currently unpublished, but I would like to be hybrid. So hybrid means traditionally published and indie published. For stuff that I would do more for indie publishing, it'll be like my series, because I want more control over that, like when I release it and then how many books I can get out, rather than waiting for a book deal to talk about that. For traditionally published, I would like to do more standalones or duologies or trilogies, you know. But I would like to be hybrid. And title of my current work in progress. Well, there are a couple, so I'll tell you two that I am actively working on that I'm trying to finish up. One is Project Purple, formerly known as The Royal Eyes, which has been changed to Edic and the Royal Court, which is my dark fantasy that follows a young man who discovers he has magical abilities, and in order to reclaim his rightful heir as to reclaim his title of the heir of the throne, there we go, he has to battle the current king and kill him, which he finds out is not just a regular king. And then the second one is called Project Red, which is Medusa's Head. This was a story I worked on 2 years ago in 2019, and this is about a girl named Damianios, and she is the daughter of Medusa out of unconsensual relationship with Poseidon, and she grows up with her aunt Athena, who she's very attached to, and then she doesn't get to see her mother, who is far away for certain reasons, and she comes to learn that Athena, who she looked up to as her aunt, cursed her mother, and as her mother gets slain, she is to become the new Medusa. That is me trying to explain a lot without giving a lot away. But that is just the intro. So, let's get on to these questions. Question number one, well, not really a question. It's something I think is fun. Describe your writing plays and bonus points if you can do it. If you can show us. So, my writing space has changed. Before, if you were here from the very beginning, you are used to a bright orange wall, which I no longer have. But this is where I'm trying to do more so videos. I do have a little setup studio, so this is what you will see. I write in my room. If you guys see me do live streams, I'm in this little nook inside my room, and I'm underneath an AC. You get to see out my window. That is where I write. I will not show you my room because it is messy. And I am in the process of really cleaning it up, because I go to school soon. So I want to make sure that when I come back for breaks, that my room is very clean, because I don't want to have to clean 2 rooms. My room here and then my dorm. So that is the reason why I will not do it. And then before, I didn't give a tour of the other space because it was a little messy, and it was also my brother's room. So out of respect for him, I didn't want to show everything. Question number 2. What is your work schedule like when you are writing? Heavy sigh. My work schedule is very hectic. So previously, before, I was working 4 days a week. And I know to people it's like that doesn't seem like a lot, but it was only because like where I work in a restaurant industry, and it's like restaurant retail, so a lot of hours on your feet, a lot of talking to people is very draining. And my big bro would tell you sometimes I don't cleanse and ground like I should, so negative energy or other people's energy do stick onto me and it drains my energy. So it was just a lot. My work schedule is now like all over the place because I am currently getting ready to go back to school, and then I'm trying to work on my writing stuff and then also stuff I want to do in the future. So work schedule is just pretty hectic. It's crazy. So I don't know how to describe it for right now besides saying it's really, really chaotic. Question number 3. What has your experience been like on AuthorTube? My experience has been a roller coaster, and I'll get more into that in another video, so you have to wait for that. But my journey has been honestly overall amazing. I met some great people who I'm still friends with. In a year, a lot has happened. Good, bad, ugly, terrific. So I'm really happy for putting myself out there on the internet and trying to get to know people that was really out of my comfort zone. It was completely out of my comfort zone to try to go on and show people like, hi, this is me, nice to meet you. So within a year, it's been a lot, but overall, I would not change anything. I'm glad I actually did this. So my experience has been quite alright. It could have been better, but it was just good enough for me. Question number 4. What seasons do you prefer to write in? Now, this question I love the most because it gets to let you see into when people are the most creative. And for me, I think I have to change my answer. So before, I would have said winter 100%. I love winter. I love just the vibe of winter overall. It's my favorite season. So just to write in there is like everyone is away because they're afraid of the cold and I don't want to be in a cold. So you get to do whatever you want and it's a lot more silence. But I think, and I'm changing it just a little bit. I think I might have to say fall now, and here's why. Let me explain. I like the fall vibes, and everyone is much more active. And by active, I mean more so the community is more active, so people are doing more live streams. But for me to write, I would say the late autumn, early winter, like when it's very cold, that is my sweet spot right there. So still winter, but it's like the late fall, when fall is like ending. I like that. Question number 5. What genres do you want to get into but are hesitant about? Now, when I wrote this question, it was something that I talked about with a lot of people, and I think I should just share it, and I should open up just a little bit more. So, there are 2 genres, and this one genre relates to other things, but there are 2 genres I want to get into, but I'm very scared. So, the first one, it's in multiple genres, and that's much more of like mystery, like the murder mystery, cozy murder mystery, thriller, suspense, in that little category as a whole. And I'm very hesitant about it because as a writer, I am not great at showing rather than telling. And I feel like with those type of stories, you need to make the reader feel those emotions rather than telling them, this is how you should feel, or this is how the character feel this. So that is the reason why I haven't gotten into it. I've done a little piece and I've sent it to my critique partners and everything, and they loved it. They told me to keep going with it. So I'm trying, but I have those negative self-doubts in my brain that says, no, you can't do it. You know, it's not going to work. So I'm trying to ignore that voice, which I think we all have, and just go for it. But I would like to do more research in it so I could try to write a novel. But what I'm working on is more of like a short story, and I come back to it every once in a while. Now, the second thing I want to get into, don't judge me, is erotica. And here is why. I feel like I would like to experiment and see how far I could push a story, see how far I can make my characters go to reveal themselves. But as someone who is very unfamiliar with anything erotic in general as a whole, I'm like, should I be telling this story? Should I be able to write this story? But then I realized that sometimes it could just be a fantasy that I just want to get out there, or it could be something super silly that I just want to get off my chest and just open up about. But do know this, if I was to write an erotica and publish it in any way, shape, or form, Sid would not be attached to that. It'll be underneath a different name. I have multiple pen names for different projects, for different genres, so you won't see Sid writing it. It'll be somebody else, and I don't think I would tell you guys that it was me. But again, with the people who I've grown to love and cherish on AuthorTube, who are very close to me, have been reading it and giving me good feedback, you know, constructive that I can work out. So for someone who doesn't know anything, they say I'm on the right track, so I'm happy about that. Question number 6. What would you tell other Black AuthorTubers that you wish somebody told you? My advice would be to find someone. And this is what I mean. When I was joining, I joined in different ways. I wasn't really looking to join, but I did. But if you're someone who wants to get into the AuthorTube community, and it is very tough, if you go back and watch my live stream for Writers Write is AuthorTube Dead, I talk a little bit about it. But I would say find someone, because trying to do this by yourself is hard. Trying to do this by yourself in general is hard. And trying to do this by yourself if you are melanated, especially black, is super hard because you won't get noticed as much. So you need a buddy. AuthorTube does this thing where it's quite random. When people join AuthorTube, there's normally like a little group that you're in, and that's where you get to meet more people. So if you notice someone just joined AuthorTube like a month ago and you want to get started, reach out to them, because they're still new and they're still trying to figure stuff out. So I say within a 3-month window, reach out to someone if they just joined within 3 months, because they're still new and trying to figure stuff out, and you guys can bond with each other to lean on each other, because it is hard to make it. So I wish someone told me to really go out there, find someone, and try to bond with them, to get to know them and have someone who you could really fall back on. Because like I said, I'm someone who was still reserved, didn't want to talk to no one, but I wish I went out and grabbed that one person and said, "You're stuck with me." And that way you guys can grow together. But I think it did happen for me naturally, but more so for the writing lifestyle, I didn't have that one person to just go to. So find that person, cherish that person, love that person, grow with that person. Question number 7. How do you deal with tough topics in real life and in writing? This question is a little bit hard, and I still don't know the answer, but I think it's something that I need to talk about in general, having like this amazing platform. With tough topics, before I would run away from it and hide from it, or make it less lighthearted. But recently I started talking more about it. So, in my real life, I would say I'm vocal about it to a degree, because I'm still learning about a lot of different things, and I only put in my opinions when I feel passionate about something, if I know about something, but I'm always learning. When it comes to writing, it depends on what I'm writing. I wouldn't put something heavy and like a fantasy. But if I was writing like a thriller or poetry, not poultry. Oh my god, poetry. It sounds like I'm saying poultry, but I mean poetry. Help. If I was doing it in something that a little bit more realistic slash serious, I will talk about it more in a heavier meaning, and not try to make light of it so people can know where I'm going to it. And in my real life, I've gotten more vocal about stuff as I started to educate myself and learn and grow. So I feel like sometimes, depending on my audience or where I'm at, I'm either more or less vocal. But I would never stop talking about something if it made someone uncomfortable, because it's like, hello, we gotta address this. So, bring our girls home. Bring our girls home. Question number 8. How can you help the Black AuthorTube community grow? This is something that I think is super important, and I would like to do this. So, there's a couple things that I would like to do. So one thing that I think helped to grow the AuthorTube community was the Black AuthorTube Tag. So that was amazing within itself. And then being able to participate in different discords with different groups, that was also great. And even though I never stuck with any of the Discord groups, it's just because for me, like I said, me and people, we don't always click, and I get scared and I back away. And then, when people reach out, I feel bad. I'm like, I'm sorry, I just don't want to talk. Like, it's nothing against you, it's just like, I'm just scared of talking. So I think one thing that could help is trying to do collaborations with other Black AuthorTubers. And I know I said I wanted to collaborate with a bunch of people, but like I said, I've been scared to reach out to people. If you've seen me engage with anyone, it's not like they reached out to me and I said yes, And so I would have to get out of my comfort zone to go to people and reach out to them and talk more with them. So that is something that I can do. I would love to do more collaborative live streams, do video tags, do events. Some of the events that I've seen is on AuthorTube since I've been there is the Evergreen Writing Oasis Retreat. And then I've seen the Writers Write Marathon. So, try to find my own little thing to do to connect with other people. That is something that can make the AuthorTube community grow. In general. Question number 9. What type of content will you be posting? Okay. I would like to get back into doing videos. It's just me and editing, and not wanting to delete my videos are a different thing. If you look at my channel, it's a little bit all over the place. My color scheme can get better. I feel like it's getting better. And I've taken down a bunch of my personal videos because I just didn't like them. So there is that. And I only kept live streams basically because live streams just like, okay, it's a live stream. But I'm very more particular about my videos. So for me, I would say a lot more videos with me doing, finding out what I would like to post about. You can expect a lot of live streams with Sid moments. And you can, some timers, I'm going to get back into timers. It will be a lot more like a slow release, because I'm not really focused on a lot of different things. But I would say for me, my content would be a lot of joy, happiness. So you get some timers, some live streams, and some videos. I think that's what you could expect from me, and little quick surprises. And then, Writers Write. You can expect that. I am on season 2, and I have to be thankful for everyone who's been talking to me about it, what they wanted to see, and what they would like to talk about. I think that's been super awesome. People have been texting me saying, hey, could we bring it back? And, the response I've been getting from people has been really amazing. So thank you for that. So you can expect Writers Write. That's something I'm going to post. Question number 10. Are you a discovery writer or an architect? And the best way to simplify this, are you a pantser or are you an outliner? And I am a discovery writer. I go wherever the wind blows. I don't do outlines. I do them later if I want to. I sit and I write. I realize that I don't like writing on laptop because my brain can't keep up to what I want to write. So handwriting is a lot better for me. But when I handwrite, transcribing it back to a laptop, my brain, my ADHD brain, it's a no-go. So I'm a discovery writer. I just like going with the flow. If I have an idea, I just write it out. I don't try to plan it, because every time when I try to plan, I just start writing. So I just write whatever's in my heart, what's on my mind. If I see it, I write it. When I say I see it, it's like in my brain. It's like it seems like a little TV show. Question number 11: are you close to publishing? If I get out of my head, then yes. But I'm still in my head, and my family was like, Sid, come on, you got this. So listening to them and getting my personal life back on track, I feel like I could be close to publishing. I'm not making any promises. No promises. But I will be ready to publish something within the next couple years, so maybe I'm close. Sorry to tease. All right. Last question. Question number 12. Who would you like to do a collaboration with on AuthorTube? I think there are so many amazing people, and then now I want to change my answer, say everyone. I would, well, let me rephrase. I would like to collaborate with anyone and everyone who is open and, is very much a genuine person who's super nice and kind of somewhat reflects the same views that I have, who's very open-minded. So that is something that I would like to do. I just want to meet more people and talk to them. So hopefully I will either be reaching out to people to get some collaborations going, or people will reach out to me and I can make some magic happen. But that's me. That's my tag. My name is Sid. This has been the Black AuthorTube Tag 2.0, and I hope you enjoy. See you guys. So, alright, 3,